Trinonian Minerva had listened to every word and approved of the Ionian Muse's song, and their justified indignation. Then she said to herself, "To give praise is not enough. Let me be praised as well, and not allow my divine powers to be scorned without inflicting punishment." Her thoughts turned to Arachne of Meonia, whom he had heard would not give her due credit in the art of spinning. The girl was not known for her place of birth or family, but her skill. Her father, Edmund of Colophon, dyed the absorbent wool purple with the Phocaean murex. Her mother was dead. She too had been a humble birth, and the father the same. Nevertheless, though she lived in a modest home in a little Hypatia, Arachne had gained the name for artistry throughout the city of Lydia. Often the nymphs of the Mount Ptolemus desert their vine-covered slope, and the nymph of the river of Baculus desert their waves to examine her wonderful workmanship. It was not only a joy to see the finished cloth, but also to watch them made. So much beauty added to art, whether at first she was winding the wrought yarn into a new ball, or working the stuff with her fingers, teasing out the clouds of wool repeatedly, drawing them into a long equal thread, to strimble the slender spindle with the practiced thumb, or embroidering with her needle. You could see she was taught by Pallas, yet she denied it, and took offense at the idea of such a teacher. "Content with me," she said. "I will not disagree at all, if I am beaten."
Pallas Minerva challenges Arachne. Pallas Minerva took the shape of an old woman, adding gray hair to her temples and against her limbs, which she supported with a stick. Then she spoke to the girl as follows: "Not everything old age is to be shunned. Knowledge comes with advanced years. Do not reject my advice. See great fame amongst mortals for your skill in women, but give way to the goddess, and ask her forgiveness. Rash girl, with a humble voice, she will forgive if you will ask." Arachne looked fiercely at her and left the work she was on, scarcely restraining her hands, and with dark anger in her face. Pallas, disguised it is true, received this answer with mighty, and wore out by tedious old age. "You come here, and having lived too long destroys you. Let your daughter love if you have one. Let your daughter if you have one. Listen to your voice. I have wisdom enough of your own. You think your advice is never heeded? That is my feeling too. Why does she not come herself? Why does she shirk this contest?"
The goddess said, "She's here," and relinquishing the old woman's form, revealed Pallas Minerva. The nymphs and the Phrygian women worshipped her godhead. The girl alone remained unafraid, yet she did blush, as the sky is accustomed to redden when Aurora first stirs, and after a while to whiten at the sun from the east. She is stubborn in her attempt, and rushes on to her fate, eager for a worthless prize. Now Jupiter's daughter doesn't refuse, and doesn't give warning, or delay the contest a moment. Immediately they both positioned themselves in separate places, and stretched out the fine threads for the warp over twin frames. The frame is fastened to the crossbeam, the threads of the warp separated with the reed. The thread of the weft is inserted between, in the pointed shadows that their fingers have redyed, and, drawn to the warp, the threads of the weft are beaten into place, stuck by the comb-notched teeth. They each work quickly, and with their clothes gathering tight under their breast, apply skillful arms, their zeal not making it seem like work. Their shades of purple, dyed in Tyrian bronze vessels, are woven into the cloth, also lighter colors shading off gradually. The thread that touch seem the same, but the extremes are distant, as when, often after a rainstorm, the expanse of the sky, struck by the sunlight, is stained by a rainbow in one vast arc, in which 1,000 separate colors shine, but the eye itself still can see the transitions. There are inserted lasting threads of gold, and an ancient tale is spun in the web. Pallas Athene depicts the heel of Mars and the court of the Areopagus in Cecrops' Athens, and the old dispute between Neptune and herself as to who had the right to the city and its name.
There the 12 gods sit in great majesty on their high thrones, with Jupiter in the middle. She weaves the gods with their familiar attributes. The image of Jupiter is a royal one. There she portrays the ocean god standing and striking the rough stone with his long trident, and sea water flowing from the center of the shattered rock. A token of his claim to the city, she gives herself a shield, a sharp-pointed spear, and a helmet for her breast, while the aegis protects her breast. She shows an olive tree with pale trunk, thick with fruit, born from the earth at a blow from her spear. The gods marveling, and victory crowns the work. Then she adds 4 scenes of contest in the 4 corners, each with miniature figures in their own clear colors, so that her rival might learn from the examples quoted what prize she might expect for her outrageous daring. One corner shows Thracian, Mount Rhodope, and Mount Haemus, now icy peaks, once mortal beings who ascribed the names of the highest gods to themselves. A second corner shows the miserable fate of the queen of the Pygmies, how Juno, having overcome her in a contest, ordered her to become a crane and make war on her own people. Also, she pictures Antigone, whom Queen Juno turned into a bird for having dared to compete with Jupiter's great consort. Neither her father Laomedon nor her city Ilium were of any use to her, but taking wing as a white stork, she applauds herself with clattering beak. The only corner left shows Cinyras bereaved, and he is seen weeping as he claps the stone steps of the temple that were once his daughter's limbs. Minerva surrounded the outer edges with the olive wreaths of peace. This was the last part, and so ended her work with emblems of her own tree.
Arachne weaves hers in reply the Meonian girl depicts Europa deceived by the form of the bull. You would have thought it a real bull and real waves. She is seen looking back to the shore she has left, and calling to her companions displaying fear at the touch of the surging water and drawing up her shrinking feet. Arachne showed a story held by the eagle struggling and Lyra lying beneath the Shaun's wings. She added Jupiter, who hiding in the form of the satyr, filled Antiope, daughter of Nycteus, with twin offsprings, who as Amphitryon was shorn by you, Alcmena of Trojans by Danae, as a golden shower by Aegina, daughter of Asclepius, as a flame by Mnemosyne, as a shepherd by Proserpine, Ceres' daughter, as a spotted snake. She wove you, Neptune, also changed to a fierce bull for Canas, Aeolus' daughter. In a nephew's form you begot the Alaudae, and deceived Theophan as a ram. The golden-haired gentlest mother of the cornfields knew you as a horse. The snake-haired mother of the winged horse knew you as a winged bird. Melantu knew you as a dolphin. She gave all these their own aspect, and the aspect of the place. Here is a Phoebus like a countryman, and she shows him now with the wings of the hawk, and now in lion skin, and how as a shepherd he tricked his Marceus' daughter. She showed how Bacchus snared Erigon with the loose grapes, and how Saturn, as the double of horse, begot Chiron. The outer edge of the web, surrounded by narrow border, have flowers interwoven with entangled ivy.
Arachne is turned into spider. Neither Pallas nor envy itself could fault the work. The golden-haired barrier goddess was grieved by its success, and tore the tapestry embroidered with the god's crimes. And as she held her chortle made of boxwood from Mount Cytorus, she struck it mourning Arachne 3 or 4 times on the forehead. The unfortunate girl could not bear it, and courageously slipped a noose around her neck. Pallas in pity lifted her as she hung there and said these words: "Live on then, and yet come then one, but lest you are careless in future, this same condition is declared with impunishment against your descendants to the last generation." Departing after saying this, she sprinkled her with the juice of Hecate's herb, and immediately at the touch of this dark poison, Arachne's hair fell out. With it went her nose and ears. Her head shrunk to the smallest size, and her whole body became tiny. Her slender fingers stuck to her sides as legs. The rest is belly, from which she still spins thread, and as a spider waves her ancient web.